What's up, everybody? Rambo Rob here. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. We'll get to the news. There's always going to be news. There's plenty of news. Today, this video, at least later, there'll be some reaction videos. Today, we're going to talk about life, death, the ability to push on, the ability to move past certain things, look past certain views. This month has been rough. This last couple months, I've watched my grandmother's heart stop several times, pacemaker emergency surgery, stepfather's in a coma, fiance's mom's sister pass away, her brother's stroke. Now, for the last, well, it's been months and months, he's been on medicine. He started with seizures, but now, for the last 2 days, I've been up. So forgive me if I'm not fully bright and cheery. We're just going to have some real talk here because there's important things in life all around us. There's important people, there's important issues, and there's some Americans out there that believe some of their petty issues are more important than the suffering going all around us. All around us. I watched for the last 2 days my dog suffer in ways I could only imagine. And I have to comfort him when he's having a seizure. I give him his medicine. I had to give him. He couldn't even make it to the vet. He wouldn't have made it. I got so desperate in the middle of the night with no veterinarian help because some clinics don't open until noon. The animal shelters or anyone that could possibly alleviate the suffering. Here I am in the middle of the night, desperate to ease his suffering because he's a family member, sitting with my AR, a soldier willing to fight for the country, which is another thing we're going to talk about in a minute. But you shouldn't have to put down your own animal, and I didn't ultimately. I got somebody to, I bought the medicine, and currently he's sleeping. It knocks him out. I just hope it's not suffering. But don't you think with everything going around, all the distractions the Democrats throw at you, hey, look over here, hey, look over there, um, you would think that there's more important things in the homeland. And these other countries in an uproar. They're in an uproar. Canada's long-time tariffs on us, but when we go to do it to save our country, how dare us? Adam Schiff, the most crooked, in my opinion, person besides Raskin and Pelosi and the whole crew. People, we're Americans. Let's all love each other and look around us. There's suffering everywhere around us. I see it in these other countries, but it's all around us. And you know what? Do you see me crying or boo hooing? Yeah, I'm making a video about it, but you have to push forward. You don't think I don't well up with tears watching something suffering that I care about? I do, but I do it on my time. There's a time and a place. There's a time and a place for all this. Right now, our only hope is to have these audits continue. These audits need to continue for the good of our country. They need to continue for the good of the suffering around us. They need to continue for any spark of hope of what America used to be. I'm not talking about the good old days where the good old boys used to run around, you know, being racist and all that. We pushed past that. I'm talking about the good days where business was booming, markets were flourishing. People had values, family values. People cared about their family. I wouldn't let my grandmother go into no folks' home. I would literally live out in a sleeping bag on the dirt. And there's families splitting up because of their politics. They won't talk to each other, lifelong friends. I don't think we should give any more credence to the derangement syndrome. I think it's played out. I think there's nothing we can say or do to change these people's minds. I've combed through the news over and over and over and over again to look for some spark of hope, some reason to believe that this isn't ultimately going to lead to bloodshed and civil war and World War III. Does the majority of you comment down below? Do the majority of you understand what we're getting into when we start talking about that? Because they're chasing people down in the streets, ruining their vehicles that they worked hard for, all because of it was a company Elon started. Grow up. How would you like somebody to chase your parents down? They're on their way to work and start beating on their vehicle, scaring them to death. Or better yet, why don't you do that to me? I mean, if you're going to do it, I mean, hell, if you whoop me, you whoop me. Shit. That'd be a learning lesson for me, I guess. Life learned. Won't be the first, won't be the last. Probably, you know, unfortunately, we're heading down a road that I don't think we can look back on. I don't think we can turn back. Um, Canada just got a new liberal, Trump deranged leader. Um, I don't know if you all knew this. Comment down below. Canada decides when they hold their elections, whenever they decide to hold their elections. And they use coins for currency, like a Looney Tune. It's called loonies, and then the $2 coins are toonies. Looney Tune. Oh, and they still have the Queen of England on their currency. And they're making it look like Trump is attacking them. The Americans are attacking them. So they're willing to ruin their country and ours. Just so the liberal people can stay in power. As they shout, he's ruining, he's doing something illegal. Elon's not elected. Elon wasn't elected. He was appointed by the president, in which we elected the people, the majority of the United States people. Not only in this election, but in other elections, plural. Are you going to be able to look past all the suffering around you if you guys push it too far? Are you? Hear me out here. I know this ain't the standard news video. I mean, we've all heard that, they got a new liberal leader in Canada. We watched the Trump speech. We watched the Democrats sit and not cheer. We see all the different catchy videos out there and all the influencers all talking about a lot of the same stuff. There's a few good ones out there. Um, Ones that inspired me, in fact, to speak up. And I'm taking this serious. I'm not using a teleprompter. I'm not reading from a script. I'm talking from the heart as an American. Things need to change. And unfortunately, as split as they've gotten our family structure and our social structure by planting devices in our hands and plenty of stories to go around, we can't muster up the organization to get together and change this. In my opinion, I think it's past that point. I think that the children were indoctrinated long ago. I think that this has been planned for decades. I think that there's technologies and methods out there that people are unaware of. Matter of fact, I'm willing to risk and stake my reputation on it. And I know I don't get the views that these big viewers. I don't get them. They don't like me. My approval rating is good. Can you hold a straight face and do what it's going to be necessary to do to hold on to that little bit of power that you guys got? And anyone sees this that feels the same, that feels like this is just a circle of never ending news stories and stalling and rhetoric to stall Trump, to stall the cabinet, to stall any form of change. Comment down below what your theories are. My theories are this has been planned for decades. We all know that. It's not a conspiracy theory. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I have seen unexplained ship in the sky. I know what kind of vehicles our military has, or had, at least up to the point that I was at. Um, Hell, any of you that's still watching right now, share this or make one of your own. Share yours. Share your real feelings. Don't follow a script that Grout give you. Don't follow a script that the other influencers give you. Don't parrot their titles. Don't parrot. It's okay every once in a while, but the clickbait is getting unreal. And the AI videos that you could tell is voiceover. Um, Although it just depends on the prompt that it was given, how factual that is. And I see they get like 400 views on some of them. 3, 4, 5, 600,000 views on a. Hell, I made an AI video, but I asked the prompt to use factual data, show sources, and use public information that's available as a test to see what it was capable of. But there's full blown channels out there where people are parroting these short prompt videos that are created like magic in minutes. Like in video, you can give it a 3 sentence prompt, or hell, a 1 sentence prompt, and it'll spit out a 10-minute video. Or you can upload a document, attach it to there, and tell it to analyze it and build you a script based off of that. It's crazy. It's crazy. We have learned how to mimic as opposed to actually communicate to each other and have the ability to look one another in the eye, speak clearly, not worried about being offended, not worried about what the other person does in their home, who they're having sex with, what they said 20 years ago as a kid. All the money wasted on lawfare, courts, everything. It could be put to better use. And I don't care if you disagree or hate Trump, if you hate him, come up with a better idea on how to put that money to better use other than sending it across seas. Because frankly, you're pushing the rest of us Americans to a point where we don't want to go. We don't want to go there. The average person like me, um, that the average person like me that, serve their country, own their home, take care of their family, work, um, stay in shape, exercise, do what I need to do, um, get the work I need to get work done. Um, we're standing up all across the nation and we're seeing exactly what's going on. We're seeing where it's gotten to. And we see that it's gotten caught between boomers where they're either too old and their views are just too stuck in their ways, or they're too young and they think they know the world. These little younger guys and girls, and they got all these loud opinions. They got all these bright ideas. They got all these wonderful words. They got a thesaurus, a dictionary, a whole encyclopedia coming out of their mouth. The spew. The spew. Just like the view, the spew. That's a joke too. Mainstream media, CNN, CBS, NBC, they're walking back on it, but Don't believe them. No, they gotta apologize and they gotta take accountability. And these politicians, Schumer, Pelosi, all you guys need to take accountability too. You broke the law. This isn't lawfare. You broke the law, and you are hurting the country by not cheering. By not, who cares about not cheering? That's the character of the people and the people spoken. And I know this video is only gonna reach a few people. It's crazy. It's crazy. I worked my butt off to get some of this news out here, to get to let people wake up, because I'm tired to see people worrying about all this other stuff across seas, and then there's all this suffering around us. I got a poor dog in there, never did nothing to nobody. My grandmother never smoked a day in her life, never cursed, goes to church, good person, always been there. Cancer? Am I going to sit here and cry and scream and boo hoo and attack a Democrat because they believe differently? No, but I'll defend myself. And I'll have the same straight face as I'm doing it. I might even get a chuckle. And that's bad. I don't like that feeling. I don't like the feeling of being so frustrated and upset that let's not even go there. Let's not even go there. Barry Cunningham, if you're looking to get into real news, Barry Cunningham, he shares both sides. Um, okay, Rick, great kid. Great kid, man. You inspired me. Same with you, Barry. Um, these people inspired me, and there's it's just good news. Um, we gotta drop the egos, people. There ain't a person out there, and I don't care who you are, that can't be whooped, can't be defeated, that knows everything. Most of the experts that you all listen to, and I'm not trying to like, I'm no bad. Who am I? Don't listen to me. Do the research. But these experts, they can't even figure out how to get back to outer space without Elon themselves. An interview on national television, NASA scientists, the top scientists of rocket program, said we lost the technology, the ability to go to the moon. We had the technology, but it just don't make sense. How they even get past that 10,000 degree fucking uh, a point in space where the ship would melt. Hey, I don't know. I'm conspiracy theorists. But these experts, they don't know nothing. They don't know no better than you. They're not using common sense, most of them. Common sense and the ability to teach yourself something and be self sufficient is really what you need in this world. And the people stuck in cities that don't have those special abilities, I feel bad. I feel bad, especially for the ones that think they got all the answers. And yet you get on here day after day, look the American people in the eye on national television, in person, and you tell them mistruths and stretch stories and clips and add words to people, all in an effort to slow down a process that you know is ultimately inevitable. The people will ultimately always in America, we've throughout our history always demonstrated that we will eventually make the decision that's best for our country. Comment down below, like, subscribe. It all helps. Or if you think I'm stupid, comment down below. I'll be dropping a video on some news stories here in a little bit. I just wanted to get this out there because We need to worry about the suffering around us first. Or make fun of me. Exposure's good either way. Comment, like, subscribe, please. Later.